Our next presentation is a collaboration between Adam Hill and Kari Luntigan, and with them is Glenn James for support. And they are going to be asking us in their presentation if humans are an invasive species, and if so, how do we erase our perspective? It's an exploration of rewilding through story and song.
All right, so our collaboration, we went to the biodiversity, I'd been there many times before, but the day that Adam and I went there, it was actually closed, but the cafe was open. And so we sat in the cafe and talked about a lot of different things. And I'd recently read this article about this idea of rewilding, which is giving nature back to animals and getting rid of the humans. But in doing this in these places, they're trying it all over the world, in Siberia and in the Netherlands. One of the ironies of it, of course, is that it's actually a very hands-on process to try and get rid of ourselves from a space. And so I really liked the idea of the tension of that. And so our process, we decided, was I would write a little postcard story, and I would send it to Adam, and then he'd write a little piece of music and send it to me, and I'd write a little bit more and send it to him. And so we did that back and forth for a while. And yeah, it just unfolded like that. And so the text that I sent to Adam in the postcard stories ends up as the lyrics in the song that you're going to hear tonight. And then I've got a little story about rewilding. So just rewilding, one of the weirder things about rewilding that they're trying in Siberia is that they're trying to bring back the woolly mammoth by taking an elephant and finding frozen woolly mammoth sperm and putting it in the elephant. They haven't been successful yet, but we'll see. So I don't know, Adam, do you want to talk about the music at all? Or?
Yeah. So as Kari mentioned, she wrote a piece of text and sent it to me. What she didn't mention is that I wrote a bunch of different pieces of music and sent it back to her. Because what I did was pull pieces of text from her little postcard story and create different song fragments out of them, using whatever those sentences or even sentence fragments kind of elicited to my creative process. And you know, some of them had kind of like creepy undertones. Those were like the Things in Jars music. But the one, well, I sent her a couple, and I knew which one was the best, I thought. But I knew it was going to be a collaboration when she picked the same one. So it worked out well that way. And the one that she grabbed onto and that I grabbed onto took a line from the initial story, which I think is one of the few lines that's still in the story now, which is "Think of the megafauna," and that became the chorus or the refrain for this song. And originally, when I was writing this, I was like, okay, this song is "Think of the megafauna," think of the megafauna, and then I got the second part of Kari's story, and then I got the third part of Kari's story, and then those three stories disappeared completely, and I got the three new stories, and it was interesting that the story evolved into not about the megafauna at all, but about the observer of the megafauna. And so I scrapped that as entirely, and as you hear the three refrains of the song, you hear that line, "Think of the megafauna," gradually disappear. So,
Ready?
yeah.
All right, here we go.
Do you have any guitar line, Adrian? No.
Observation tower. 8 paces, 10 paces, 8 paces, 10. View stretching to where the trees look like toothpicks. The whining pitch in my ears always. Forget the stew, an offering to the mosquitoes. Head net back on, look through net, through glass. It's hard to know what to look at when you're not sure what you're looking for. Think of the megafauna. Think of the stillness, the majesty of a moose at dawn.
Think of the megafauna, not pests and weeds of the city. Think of the megafauna for the possibility. She tells herself next month in the fall, she reminds herself why she took this job. She shoves and grabs and she scans the land, but one day, oh someday, think of the megafauna, not pests and weeds of the city. Think of that catch of stillness for possibility.
Day 17. I see my boss and the journalist from miles away, the jeep lurching through ruts, a trail of broken underbrush in its wake. The journalist swings the long lens while my boss plants quotes like bait. We're in the middle of the 6th mass extinction, he says, and people don't like predators. We talk about the wild cattle arriving tomorrow, the logistics of their breeding and transport, the isolation paddock I've built, of reversing extinction, frozen DNA into close enough mothers. It's a mammoth undertaking, I say, but nobody laughs.
At night, when no one was watching, she took her first deep breath in days. Think of that catch of stillness for the chance to hold on to the moment. Think of the expanse and wonder for the possibility.
Of the 5, 2 near dead, one from tranquilizer buildup in her liver, another a calf with a gnawed-off spot on his neck from the others. They stumble into the paddock, ripping at fresh grass, penned until the test for blue tongue comes back. Their DNA a wavering strand, weak from inbreeding. I know we'll fail. The human time scale both too short and too long. The journalist takes a picture of me. This is exactly wrong. I should be disappearing. We should disappear.